This time on Distant Shores, we deal with currents on the 600-mile passage offshore to the Canary Islands and prepare for the big one, 3,000 miles, as we take our new boat on her first transatlantic passage.
We're Cheryl and Paul Shard, hosts of the Distant Shores Sailing Adventure TV series. We've been sailing and living aboard for 35 years, documenting the sailing lifestyle. Join us as we begin the next chapter of global voyaging on our new Enksail Orion 49.
So we've got about 100 miles to go to Lisbon. It's a perfect looking night with an offshore breeze. About 9 to 12 knots of wind. Oh my goodness. And that'll be the end of our big trip from the builder's yard up in Macam all the way down to Portugal and get ready to position to start off across the Atlantic Ocean. Our mast-mounted camera records us arriving in the dark to the marina, where we can tie up in front of the marina office.
We say goodbye to Noel and Tracy at Cascais, and then Greg and Christine join us as crew. We familiarize them with the ship's procedures and set off from Cascais Marina.
We start with an easy 50-mile day sail down the coast of Portugal. We pass Sesimbra and Setúbal and sail on to Sines. Sines has a historic castle dating from the 1300s, when it provided protection from pirates, plus a nice little town on the hill where we find dinner.
Hey!
Today we're leaving Sines, Portugal, and we're heading for Lanzarote in the Canary Islands. It's about 4 days, I think, and we got winds from the back. It's going to be a great passage.
We've done some cruising on our boat up and down the East Coast, but we haven't done anything more than one overnight. So this would be a good experience to start to build on multiple overnights.
How are you feeling today? What are you thinking? Are you excited about the trip?
I'm excited. I think I've conquered my seasickness, so this will be a true test. And we're in Europe, so that's always a good thing. Enjoying the food and the travel, and hoping we see some dolphins and whales, and not orcas.
I'm really excited. I have a little bit of offshore experience with the Coast Guard, but never on a sailboat, never on a crew this size, never on a boat, this close to the water, I guess. I've had a lot of experience seeing the dolphins, the whales, seeing the night sky. Overnights are some of my favorite ways to spend my time.
So you're looking forward to this trip then?
Oh, tremendously. I've never been to Spain, never been to Portugal, so this is 2 new countries for me. And yeah, just a great way to spend some time this fall.
This passage from mainland Portugal to the Canary Islands is about 600 nautical miles. All the weather models agree we will have winds from the stern, blowing at roughly 20 knots. Toward the end of the passage, we are forecast to have much lighter winds, still from the stern. This is a model showing predicted currents for the next few days. I've been trying it out on the Predict Wind app. Here's the Mercator current plot. It shows the strength and direction of currents. Most of the time we have currents in our favor. You can see we won't have any currents against us. If currents run against the direction of the waves, then the waves will be larger. In our case, with following winds up to 20 knots, waves will be typically 2 meters, but every once in a while, waves will be a fair bit higher than that.
After 5 days at sea, we arrive at Lanzarote in the Canary Islands in light winds at 5 in the morning, so we anchor off the marina and prepare to come in daylight.
Besides tourism, one product of this dry island is salt. The salt flats were first created in 1895. The seawater flows into the natural lagoon and evaporates to yield the salt. The waters of the lagoon were originally pumped in using these windmills, but now electric pumps are used.
It's just 100 miles from Lanzarote to Las Palmas on Gran Canaria, where we will arrive the day before the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers casts off. So we're not surprised that the marina is full. But we are surprised that the anchorage is so pleasant, with great views of the bustling harbor, known as Puerto de la Luz, or the Port of Light.
The busy but attractive city of Las Palmas has a large harbor, including the city marina, with over 1,400 berths. It can also accommodate numerous cruise ships, and even has space for half a dozen offshore oil platforms. For the Canary Islands transatlantic crossing, we have Keith and Stefan on board, so we do some practice with the downwind poles. It's also here that we will be receiving a new downwind sail, made by Precision Sails and designed to be part of our rugged wing and wing rig for strong downwind sailing.
We participated in the ARC back in 2012 with a crew of 3, and then in ARC Plus 2015 with a stop in Cabo Verde, as we will do this time with a crew of 4. It's definitely more relaxing with a crew of 4 aboard, since we all get more time off watch.
Well, we're provisioning by the dinghy from the anchorage because we can't get into the marina. The ARC left yesterday, but they haven't managed to find space for put the boats away yet. So.
Well, they have space.
They have space, but they can't organize themselves to put the boats into the spaces. It's going to take them 2 days. By that point, we will be gone. So we're going to provision like this. Like the old days. This is our second provisioning run. We got a few still things that didn't make it, but we're going to get provisioned and get a fill of diesel. I hope they can at least let us to the diesel dock, and we'll set sail.
Well, we did one in Lanzarote. This is our second one here, so we're up to 3.
Yes, but
and there's one more to do, I believe.
Just the last bits and pieces.
Yeah.
All right, this is exciting. The last thing we need to get before we go is our new sail that we've got working with Precision Sails. We've got a second jib so we can do 2 wing and wing sails both out on our poles, and the sail has just arrived. Thank goodness, because we're leaving this afternoon, so just in time. And these guys managed to produce the sail in only about a month and a bit of total time. And here she is, beautifully packed up. 36 kilos of sails. It's probably never going to be folded as beautifully and small as this again, but this is going to be great, and it'll help us out in the light winds and get both sails for sailing wing and wing downwind. Hey, we are setting off from Mindelo, leaving beautiful Las Palmas and the sweet port of Gran Canaria's Marina Gran Canaria. You've probably heard about Las Palmas as being the home and the start of the Atlantic Rally for cruisers. And they just set off a couple of days ago with something like 150 boats. And we are just been able to come in for a night after they left to get everything sorted and to get a load of fuel. And we're off now. So we're going to the Cabo Verde Islands. It's roughly a week away, 900 miles. And unfortunately, the winds look really light. So we're going to try our best with light wind sailing. And we'll update you as we get the sails up once we get out of the port.
Okay, we're going. After a little delay, we're on our way.
So how are you feeling about the trip ahead?
Quite excited. Quite excited. Been a long time waiting. Many years.
We've been waiting also. It's been 6 years since we crossed an ocean. Now we're doing our first big passage on our new Enksail Orion 49 Distant Shores 4, our 10th transatlantic crossing. Join us next time as we sail to the Cabo Verde Islands, then on across the Atlantic Ocean. And an extra special thanks to our supporters on Patreon, who make it possible for us to keep making these videos.
Would you like to join us on board Distant Shores 4 for a leg of an upcoming voyage? There are still a few berths available. Learn more in the description below, or check out our Sail Away Week schedule on the Distant Shores website. We look forward to welcoming you aboard.